We're going to be on the streets for 36 hours, learning what it's like to be on the streets with nothing and how we access services with certain challenges put before us across those 36 hours.
I'm excited and honored to have the responsibility of sharing the stories of what so many people face in our community. I'm excited to be able to shed some light on the stories, but also help people understand how we can be supportive of community members and supportive of the people who deserve our help right now, and to put some visibility to the faces that we may see every day, but don't actually see.
In the challenges, you'll find on the first page challenges that can be completed at any time during the 36 hours.
Everything's going to be a task, from getting ID to talking to somebody about getting rent to getting income assistance. We don't have the money, we don't have the references. We're just not equipped to do any of this, and it's going to be interesting to see how much rejection we're actually going to get.
2, 3, Sanctum Survivor.
I've been given the challenge of being pregnant and homeless today. And I think that that's an interesting challenge. I saw my children this morning for the first time in 2 weeks. And it was really emotional for me to say goodbye to them. And it will be emotional for me to carry this with the understanding that so many women are pregnant and in this situation.
But I think it'll just sort of expose me to exactly what the services look like. Not just what they are, not just reading about them in a book. And that's important because things like where they're located matters and how they integrate with other services matter. So I'll be able to see some of that today.
Well, we're at the food bank here in Saskatoon, which is dispensing food to families with children, to other people in need of it, single parents, single individuals, as well as new Canadians. And I understand that they see over 20,000, 10,000 of which have children. So they're trying to meet an enormous gap in our society, which has become entrenched. I have to be very mindful of the fact that people are living like this, and this is their daily grind.
We were in the Westside Community Clinic, something again I did not know even existed. And we were there for a Pathways to Wellness program where everybody got to share their stories.
I didn't know if I was going to live the next day. My 25th birthday, I almost died at the Insight.
It's actually quite powerful, man. Like after that one lady gave her story, I think everyone was trying to wipe tears from their eyes. And I'm glad to listen to these stories. It give me more motivation to potentially help out and find a solution to, helping people who need it.
So we're at 1611 on 20th West. This is a healthcare office, and we came here to learn about naloxone and how to administer naloxone. And we got a session with a trainer, with a counselor. She taught us how to use the intramuscular naloxone kits. We all did it. We took a test, passed the test. We're all qualified now to administer naloxone. We received a take-home kit just like they give their clients.
This is the center where I got the HIV, the hepatitis, those testings. I've been gone through quite a lot of questions where I had to tell them that what kind of drugs I'm using, whether I'm sharing any needles, about my sexual partner's history, safe sex and all those things. And that is awkward. Even though I knew that I'm doing this for the Sanctum Survivor, even though I was actually getting a bit, stiff and I wasn't quite comfortable. The height of the moment was when she asked me, what if you find out that you are positive? How are you going to take that? As a physician, I've offered people this, but I've never ever had asked that questions to anybody, that how do you feel that? And that's such an interesting and such an important question, that if that person says, I don't know what I'm going to do, my world would be upside down, I'll go somewhere out and I may commit suicide or something like that, that would be something significant. So that was interesting.
So we were learning all about the HEART group that is helping to transition people with HIV from a hospital setting in the Sanctum setting, and all the things that somebody in that situation would have to go through.
But there's that in-between period where they're waiting to get to Sanctum, and they want to make sure that no one falls through any cracks. You know, someone shouldn't have to change their entire life in order to get treatment for HIV.
So we're at out Saskatoon, and we just, like, I thought I was quite open-minded and knew a lot about this community, and I realized, like, Jack just gave this amazing presentation about gender identity and gender stereotypes.
Every single human being is made up of 4 different identities. You realize what a hysterectomy is, right? So there's the assumption that I was a cisgendered male, as opposed to a transgender male who's going in for a hysterectomy.
I spoke for an hour, and it felt like it was like 10 minutes. Just went by so quickly, and I feel like my mind was completely blown. I just learned so much about something that I thought I knew a lot about.
Community members who were affected with HIV, we're going to see about prevention interventions for you as folks in the community.
There's so much unity in this place, and so if we can just spread that, and if we can just perpetuate that unity, then we'll all be better for it.
With the idea of helping contain the spread of hepatitis and
You see somebody who is homeless and you have a much better understanding of what they're dealing with. They're not just dealing with some situation that you're seeing them in briefly while you're encountering them. They're dealing with that moment after moment, hour after hour, day after day, week after week. I think when that really sinks in and what that experience is like, that changes how you respond to people and look at people.
So now I will hand you each an envelope that will tell you where you're sleeping tonight.
Salvation Army! Does that mean indoors?
YWCA, crisis shelter. Don't know what that is.
What is it called? People who experience homelessness oftentimes don't know where they're going to spend the night, and it's a struggle all day and a last-minute thing, which is why we chose to not let you know where you're sleeping till now.
Kinsman Park.
Right, yeah.
Right near the office. We're in Kinsman Park. It's Thursday night. We're about to tuck ourselves in, starting to cool off. When Caitlin handed me the white envelope with my name on it, I didn't feel bad about it. I don't mind actually sleeping outside. I'm probably going to feel a little different tomorrow morning at 4 o'clock when it's cold and I haven't slept very much, but right now, you know what, I'm tired. I know I'm going to fall asleep with the mosquitoes in tow, and I'll get some sleep tonight.
I've never felt so good to brush my teeth. We found like a playground over here. It's got sort of like the rubber base, so it's a bit more soft than the grass, I think. We found a bunch of cardboard to lay on so we don't get cold. We got a blanket, and my backpack is my pillow. And we're gonna hope that no one sort of bugs us in the night or, you know, comes upon us in the night. I know this park really well, and I love this park, but I've got a feeling I'm going to see it very differently from now on.
We're in this room tonight because all the other rooms are full, where this is the overflow area, and we're in the cafeteria where the men eat. And so we pushed the tables to the side and we've set up some cots here, and that's where we're going to be staying for the evening. There's a whole nother group of people that just live so much differently, and anything that I complain about, I should never complain about it. It's just little stuff, it's inconvenience. These people have real issues that they're dealing with.
We were all shivering, so we came in here just to warm up, but hardly slept and could never really get warm. And so you understand, start to understand, I mean, what it's like to just count on having privacy, being able to close your own door, have your own space, have your own bed. And for that night, last night, we had none of those. You do start to realize what people are enduring, frankly, worldwide.
I've been reflecting on several things. One is are the individuals that are providing services to people that are in the community that are struggling with homelessness. And certainly their kindness, their compassion, but also their professionalism. They work with people where they're at, they meet them on a level ground, they're respectful, so they're very much in tune with what's out there.
The hardest part was the frustration and the length of time that everything takes. There's an intern at Out Saskatoon who said, you know, I know where you could take a shower. You could take a shower at the kinesiology building at the university. And I was like, but how am I going to get there? It's going to take me 3 hours, totally not worth it. And the length of time that it takes to walk to every places that I never thought are actually far from each other before. And the frustration of the number of forms that you have to fill that you don't really understand, that you don't know where they're going to go, and the fact that people are frustrated with you because you're late and you're taking some time, while really you're trying to do everything fast and at the same time.
So we were supposed to meet at Friendship Inn at 8 a.m. in the morning. So as soon as we got up, we walked from Larson House to the Friendship Inn, which is a few blocks away. And over there we met all our Sanctum Survivor challengers. So we had breakfast there. And the breakfast was good. I mean, again, we were very hungry because we didn't get much food last night. So I scarfed some pancakes, some fruits and yogurt. After that, and Caitlin gave us some challenges for today. And so we are working on that. We feel confident. We are feeling more organized. So we have plans today to go different places and to complete our tasks.
We did some research and we talked to the people at the Friendship Inn. And they gave us a list, right, of low-income properties, and we had to find one. What was it for? How much?
So that would be the $460 per month, and that would be inclusive of everything. So that includes our utility.
You can see from the building, it's very sparse. Just a little slot doorway. You don't get much for $460.
We have gotten a lot out of Aid Saskatoon. I managed to complete 4 challenges here. We're doing our laundry. We had clothes to change into, and it's just been a great resource for us this morning. We went through the process of getting ID, which I can imagine now is very intimidating and arduous for people. And what's now obvious is that it's a process. You need something to get something, but to get that thing, you need that other thing, and it's impossible.
Once we have the photo ID, we can apply for a birth certificate. So I'm going to get you to fill that out.
So right now we're at Comfy, Central Urban Métis Federation Inc. It's a collaborative partnership. One side of the building is the Comfy services, the other side is mental health and addictions for Saskatchewan Health Authority. They do a lot of outreach here for mental health. They see a lot of very complex, high-end mental health cases, which is a little different than some of the other areas.
Schedule they're on, but then they're also getting their injections, so there's minimal wait, and it's truly meeting the client where they're at. The amount of support you get is very crucial for a lot of these people.
Going through a meeting with staff at Comfy in a blanket, it sort of tells us a story about what other people probably have to go through if you only have one set of clothes on your back.
We've been here for 45 minutes now, and if I'm being honest, so the $2 was given by a guy that had nothing, and this dollar was in this backpack when I got it.
People are walking right there, and they're not making eye contact. They'll read our sign, but then they don't look at us. And I find that painful.
People that you would normally make eye contact with and, maybe acknowledge in the day, those people are walking across the street 25 yards in front of you trying to avoid you. And the people on the street that are living on the streets are looking you in the face and asking you how you're doing, and it's pretty sad.
The last person who said anything to us said, who looked like he was down on his luck as well, said, I'll help you when I come back this way. And you think that the reason they're helping us or want to help us is because they know what it feels like. One of the hardest things that we just heard was a guy walk by and said, yeah, man, we're not playing it, we're living it. That really hurt, and it's true.
I think it's hard to imagine what this would be like 365 days of the year.
I don't think any of us is actually very far from any of these people. A few bad breaks and we could all be there.
I didn't think I'd be so inspired by these people. And I think we can make a difference and we can actually make it better.
We are not the survivors at all. They are warriors out there.